Good morning, YouTube. I know it's a horrible, awful morning. So Trump has done won the presidency. How in the hell did all of those posters get it wrong? I mean, everybody was just believing that he was going to win, not by a smaller margin, but a huge margins. I don't know what he knew, because he knew enough to keep going. He had to know a lot more than we're knowing. I mean, I was never impressed by his organization. So it's really been about Trump in the mind of Trump. But he had to know that he was in pretty good standing, or he wouldn't have kept going to the very very end. Even though the money was against him, the people was against him, his own party was many times against him. Somehow or other, he was reading it a little better than we were. Anyway, so now it's gonna be President Trump. People gonna not like this next statement I make, but I'm just telling you from my heart the truth. I feel just like I did when I was running the streets and going to jail constantly. When the cops were after you, you were running, trying to get away. I didn't do the physical run, but trying to maneuver your way not to get busted. Then when they showed up, and then they had you in the back of the car, and then as they were going through your stuff, and for me, I was always, always, always guilty. So my heart was always pounding when they were going through my stuff, whatever it was, or my pockets. And then when they pull it out the pocket, and then they snap on them handcuffs, you know what I would do? Go to sleep. I don't give a damn how high I was, how high I've been flying minutes ago. When they put you in the back of that police car and with them handcuffs on, and you sitting up here looking at that big old package they just pull out of your pocket, all you can do is go to sleep. In other words, accept it. So Donald Trump is president. I got to accept it. Got to move on. It's not going to be a good. I guess people. It's going to be uh, uh, reality TV on steroids, because Donald Trump is going to keep us constantly entertained, constantly angry, constantly wondering how in the hell did he get by with that for the whole time he's in the White House. Hopefully, it's only 4 years. Now they got the House, the Senate, and the presidency. Lord have mercy. And then they got Mike Pence as the vice president. This is the one who proudly announced that he's a bigot. He tried to say to straight people, you don't like them gay people, you ain't got to serve them, you ain't got to give them shit because you don't agree with them on a religious basis. Trying to convince businesses that they should not hire LGBT people. So he done told you he's a bigot. Now most people, their career will be over after he called that big stink in Indiana last year. Instead, now they done made him the vice president of the United States. Donald Trump's in his 70s. He's 70 years old. He could drop off at any moment. And then you got Mike Pence, a confessed bigot, in the White House. Lord have mercy. Oh, America, what have we done? Created the monster. And then when I look back over all the work it took to get in that health care, you may not see that again for the next 100 years. I mean, I know your premiums, a lot of people's premiums just found out they're going to go up some. But the trick was to get everybody involved in the program. So Hillary could have took that to the next step, the next stage. They're going to dismantle all that work. Oh, it's heartbreaking. I mean, the first part of Barack's presidency was trying to get us decent health care. That's going to take, because Republicans, they ain't got no plan. They ain't presented a plan yet. All they gonna say is less government. So what did it tell you about how they gonna get involved in your health care? It's not gonna be anything. We're going right back to where we was, make America broke again. So I feel horrible about it. I mean, it just makes you scratch your head. I mean, why in the hell? But Trump, I guess he is smart. He was able to identify what poor white people, because they're still the majority people, white people in general, but working class white people was still a big audience. We talk about how big all the minorities how they have power because based on their numbers, but there's still a whole lot more. It's still America's still 70% white, I believe, something like that. Anyway, let me not get sidetracked. He found out just what these people were angry about, and that's what he ran on. Immigration stuff. He probably didn't have any strong feelings about Mexican people. He married foreigners. I mean, his wife, she barely speaks English. He found out what people were angry about, what they were fearful about, and he tapped into that anger, and that's rode it all the way into the White House. It's just terrible. Those people were willing to believe this. So he claims to be a billionaire, and maybe he has a billion in assets. I don't think he has much cash. I think he was running out of money. But and he's crooked as hell. He's talking about Hillary crooked. All he thinks about is money, worships money. All these deals he making. You think he gonna make no deals for him? Is he gonna be happy with $400,000 a year after he's supposed to be this big billionaire? No, he's gonna be trying to make deals then. So they better have a good eye on his way he's conducting his private business when he's in the presidency. Because I don't know why he even ran for president. I don't see no strong desire. If you want to be a community leader, you wanted to help people and stuff like that, you would have been in politics long before now. This man has never even held office of a dog catcher, and now he's the president. I mean, at least Hillary, she spent her life in politics. It's not a bad thing. They try to make it like, oh, she's been here 30 years. What'd she do? She wasn't president for 30 years, but she's dedicated her life to public service. I mean, they don't say it because they not go around bragging to everybody and so forth, but the Clintons are very wealthy people. They ain't got to be in public service. One thing I do feel good about is that because Hillary was kind of reluctant about starting another presidential race in the very, very beginning, she had to think about it. She had to come to the conclusion that it was worth putting in the effort. But, she's 70 years old. She's worked hard her whole life. Bill's worked his whole life. We don't know how healthy Bill is, but they needed to be spending this time now. Or, I mean, I wish Hillary would have won, I'll be clear. But they could spend these years from 70 on, they got probably get a good 20 years left in them, enjoying their lives. I hope for Hillary, she just get out of public service, go ahead and enjoy your life now. Travel, do things, spend time with your family. You made a good effort, and we are appreciative of you, Hillary Clinton. Now, so far, all the pundits I listened to this morning, I can only listen to a certain amount. I'm burnt out on politics. Been 2 years. Been about 2 years I've been listening to this thing, this election. But what was I just going to say? I lost my train of thought. Damn, I really did lose my train of thought. They ain't the only ones getting old. Anyway, I was so glad that so far no one has said she's lost because she was a woman. So if that's the attitude, I mean, if it's not just she lost because she's a woman, then there has been progress made. I mean, she did make it almost all the way over. Maybe she was a little more charismatic. I don't know. I don't know if that Hillary could have done much more than she did. She's worked around the clock. She worked hard, and she had the record. She had the backing of the presidency. She had backing of smart, intelligent people in government. She did what she can do. So I'm hoping that it wasn't just because she was a woman that made the difference. I know that early on in this thing, they were telling us that very rarely that any party, either party, gets 3 terms. Usually, if you have the Democratic president and he wins re-election, that's 2. Very rarely will it cross over to 3 when you have a Democratic president the next time. I understand that. So, and they understood that, I'm sure. So that has to be factored in. Anyway, so now we got President Trump. It feels funny seeing him. I'll be calling him Trump. I ain't calling him President shit. Even though he is the president, I have to accept that. It's almost like you used to wonder why you back in the 70s. Yeah, back in the 70s, they used to have these pimps. I guess pimp is still going on somewhere, unfortunately. But they would have these black communities, they would have these pimps, right? All these flashy ass, tacky ass clothes and shit. But they always had the flashy tacky ass car, the flashy tacky ass jewelry, and all this, believe me. And these hoes running, girl, working girls running behind them, giving them all their money. You wonder how in the hell. I guess I mean we just like. I guess it's just like the Flash. That's what you consider a winner. Some dude on the top, you know, because Donald Trump is going to pimp the shit out of this country because he's only interested in money. I don't give a damn how he dresses it up, and I don't think it's going to be no $400,000 a year that's going to be impressing him. So he's going to have his arms in all kinds of stuff, and if that's how if they're going to bring him down, if it comes to that, that's what it's going to be behind him trying to work some kind of way to make himself to ingratiate himself and his family. That's what he does. In all his deals, that's gonna be the bottom line. I just don't see him as a public servant. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm wrong. We've been wrong about everything else. But how could everybody be wrong, though? So weird. I mean, I didn't even. I was just looking forward to his humiliation. So I guess he made his father happy. His father said, "You can never lose. Winning's everything." And now he won again. I can just see it now. The drama we're gonna have. Only one silver lining to this mess. One good thing is, even though it sounds like when you say the president has the House and the Senate all the same party, you would think, okay, they're gonna just they're just gonna do everything they want to do. They're gonna just make it happen. Take away everything Obama didn't start their course of destruction. But he don't even get along with the Republicans. Quiet as kept, he wasn't even a Republican. He became a Republican to run for office. So he's gonna be fight. They're gonna fight him. He's gonna be fighting with Republicans. You're gonna think that it's Democrats against Republicans, but it's gonna be all Republicans. So get ready for the show, people. Reality show on steroids. The new Donald Trump show. I know you hurt. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be laughing. Later.